according to the Department of Labor, 1 in 99 Americans is either incarcerated or will be. 1 in 32 Latino Americans is either incarcerated or will be. Now listen, 1 in 15 African Americans is either incarcerated or will be.
Saad Solomon was one of those statistics. He committed his first felony when he was only 11 years old.
I was in and out of the juvenile justice system until finally I was non-amenable to the family courts and sentenced by the state of Delaware Superior Court to 15 years in prison. I served that 15-year prison sentence from the time I was 17 until the time I was 32.
After being released, Solomon quickly realized the only jobs that would hire him could barely support a living. So he launched a very successful landscaping company and caught the eye of the Department of Justice. He would become the first formally convicted felon hired by the DOJ in our nation's history.
And to whom much is given, much is expected. So I worked with our federal, local law enforcement, and probation and district courts departments for about 6 years. And in 2017, I branched off to start the Peers Mentoring Center. And I'm like, damn.
Didn't even think about that.
That puts it in perspective.
Located in Bear, Delaware, the Peers Mentoring Center is a comprehensive re-entry program that specializes in aiding people transitioning home after serving a term of incarceration. Shortly after launching the facility, Solomon had a chance meeting with Ajit George, a fellow entrepreneur and lifelong philanthropist.
And so he and I shared this vision where we were mutually agreed that we would do something together that would help build entrepreneurship in Delaware and fuse that wealth gap in our great city of Wilmington. And so we started looking at a bunch of different ideas, and one of those ideas Ajit proposed to me was a vertical farm.
These two unrelated ideas inspired me to say, what if I could create vertical farms that hired people coming out of prison who don't have many other skills to get a job, and what if we gave them entrepreneurial opportunities? That's the seed of the idea.
Fast forward 4 years, and that seed has now blossomed into reality. On July 17th, the city of Wilmington officially signed an ordinance allowing for the practice of vertical farming indoors. George says this new industry will have an immediate impact on Wilmington.
The idea of growing local food, organic, pesticide-free, herbicide-free, most importantly 365 days a year on a consistent basis, so that you're not relying on food transported 1,500 or 2,000 miles away to come here.
So what we have here is a 4-level vertical farming stacking system. You can add more levels, it can go up to 8 levels.
Evan Bartle is George's chief growing officer. The two met through a program at the University of Delaware, and shortly after, they began developing a system to bring vertical farming to Wilmington.
There's a water pump that pumps it up a tube that goes all the way to this leg right here, if you can see. And you can see the roots. They're nice and white. You want the roots to be nice and white, and then you know they're healthy.
Bartle says vertical farming not only allows for horticulture to thrive in a city landscape, it also lessens the carbon footprint with up to 90% less water use than traditional farming while delivering near-perfect produce. George says the vertical farming prototype will first be replicated throughout a 30,000 square foot building at 3030 Bowers Street in the northeast section of Wilmington.
So we are going to be in opportunity zones, which are economically depressed areas already. There are older buildings that people have either left or not finding good tenants. So our goal is to find older buildings, older warehouses. We want to breathe new life into those buildings. So we're looking at buildings that will add vitality to a neighborhood. So by occupying it, by providing jobs, we provide life in that neighborhood.
I like that you
George aims to not only grow plants, but entrepreneurs as well. Appropriately named Second Chances Farm, George says his program will exclusively hire people returning to society after prison and administer a year-long entrepreneurship program. Solomon says this endeavor could change the face of recidivism in the state of Delaware.
In Delaware, our state recidivism rate hovers anywhere between 78 and 82%, which means that virtually 8 out of 10 of our men and women coming back into our communities find themselves back in the system. So direct benefits are solving a food desert issue, providing organic food in local communities, being able to economically stimulate impoverished areas, creating jobs. Indirect and lateral impacts come in when you focus on the population of people that you're looking to employ. That population isn't just looking to be employed. You're given an opportunity to learn the skill and the craft and the trade of agriculture and indoor horticulture and hydroponic growing.
Our goal is to set an example, and I'm not naive enough to believe that everyone who's coming out of prison will want to be a farmer. So again, the challenge to the community would be, would someone step up and create Second Chances Automotive, Second Chances Woodwork, give people another opportunity using this model of creating a for-profit solution for the nonprofit problem. We're starting with farming. We hope others will do it in other sectors as well.
Reporting from Wilmington, I'm Jake Savage, 22 News.